If you've been putting off buying a real camera because you think you need to spend $1,500 to get something good, I've got great news. The camera market under $1,000 has never been stronger than it is right now in 2026. Sensors are sharper, autofocus is smarter, and video specs that used to belong to $5,000 cinema bodies are showing up in cameras that cost less than a decent smartphone. But here's the problem. With so many solid options, picking the wrong one means you either overpay for features you'll never touch, or you end up with a camera that can't keep up with what you actually want to shoot. That's exactly why I put together this list. Today we're counting down the 5 best budget cameras you can buy under $1,000, based on real specs, real autofocus performance, and real value for photographers and video creators. We've got the Canon EOS R50 at number 5, the Nikon Z52 at number 4, the Fujifilm XM5 at number 3, the Canon EOS R50 at number 2, and a camera at number 1 that I think might be the single best value in this entire price range for 2026. I'm not going to tell you why it's number 1 just yet. You'll want to stick around for that. Before we jump in, if you're into camera breakdowns like this one, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next comparison. Let's get into it, starting with number 5. The Canon EOS R100 sits at number 5 because it's the cheapest way into Canon's RF mount system, and in 2026 you can typically find it for around $480 body only, or under $600 with a kit lens. It uses a 24.1 megapixel APS-C CMOS sensor paired with Canon's Digic 8 processor. That processor is a generation behind the rest of Canon's current lineup, but it still delivers dual-pixel CMOS autofocus with roughly 3,975 selectable autofocus points across 143 zones, along with face and eye detection for stills. Continuous shooting tops out at 6.5 frames per second in one-shot AF, which is respectable for this price tier. Where the R100 shows its age is video. It shoots cropped 4K at up to 24 frames per second using contrast detection autofocus, which means noticeably slower and less reliable focus pulling compared to its stablemates. Drop down to 1080p and you get dual-pixel AF back, plus smooth 60 frames per second recording, but there's number 10-bit support and no touchscreen, which makes vlogging awkward since you can't flip the screen to face yourself. The viewfinder is a solid 2.36 million OLED. Battery life is rated around 340 shots through the viewfinder, and it uses a single UHSI SD card slot. This is best suited for beginners who want sharp stills, a real optical-style shooting experience, and Canon color science on the tightest possible budget. Just don't expect it to be your video camera. Moving up to number 4, the Nikon Z52 is one of the most surprising values on this entire list, typically priced around $900 body only. What makes it special isn't the sensor, it's the processor. Nikon dropped its XM7 chip into this camera, the exact same processor found in the flagship Z8 and Z9. That single decision transforms the autofocus experience on a budget body. The Z52 uses a 20.9 megapixel APS-C sensor, which is lower resolution than some rivals here, but the trade-off is autofocus performance that punches well above its price. You get 209 autofocus points with AI-driven subject detection covering 9 categories, including people, dogs, cats, birds, cars, and airplanes, plus dedicated bird and airplane recognition modes. Continuous shooting reaches up to 30 frames per second in JPEG using the electronic shutter, or 11 frames per second for more sustained bursts. For video, the Z52 records oversampled 4K up to 30p from 5.6K, plus 4K up to 60p with a 1.5x crop, and it supports 10-bit N-Log recording in H.265. There's no in-body stabilization, and battery life is a modest 230 to 250 shots per charge, which is genuinely one of its weaker points. The fully articulating touchscreen, bright 1000 nit viewfinder, and USB-C charging round out a camera built for photographers who want flagship-level tracking without a flagship price tag. At number 3, the Fujifilm XM5 brings something different to this list. Color science and video specs that punch far above its roughly $800 price. It uses a 26.1 megapixel X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor, the same sensor found in cameras like the X-T4, paired with Fujifilm's current X Processor 5. That processor unlocks AI-driven subject detection that covers animals, birds, insects, cars, motorcycles, airplanes, trains, and drones, on top of standard face and eye autofocus. Video is really the headline feature here. The XM5 can shoot OpenGate 6.2K at up to 30 frames per second, plus 4K up to 60p and even 1080p at 240 frames per second for slow motion, all with 10-bit 4:2:2 color depth. It's also the first Fujifilm camera with 3 built-in microphones, giving you genuinely usable directional audio straight out of the box. The catches are real, though. There's no image stabilization at all beyond a digital option that applies a significant crop, and there's no viewfinder whatsoever, so you're composing entirely through the fully articulating touchscreen. Continuous shooting reaches 11 frames per second mechanically, or up to 30 frames per second electronically with a crop. Battery life and build quality are solid for the compact, retro-styled body, and this camera is genuinely built for content creators who care more about footage quality and Fujifilm's film simulations than they do about a viewfinder or in-body stabilization. Now we're getting into the two cameras that genuinely deserve extra attention, and the Canon EOS R50 earns its spot at number 2 by being one of the most complete all-rounders under $1,000, typically running around $680 body-only or under $800 with a kit lens. It shares its core internals with the pricier EOS R10, which is a big part of why it punches so far above its price point. The R50 uses a 24.2-megapixel APS-C CMOS sensor paired with Canon's Digic X processor, a significant step up from the older Digic 8 chip in the R100. That combination powers dual-pixel CMOS AF2, Canon's genuinely excellent autofocus system, with up to 651 automatically selected AF zones and roughly 4,503 individual autofocus points. Subject detection covers people, animals including dogs, cats, and birds, and vehicles like cars and motorcycles, all built on deep learning technology that tracks moving subjects with real confidence. Autofocus is fast and sticky even in trickier lighting. Continuous shooting reaches 12 frames per second with the electronic first curtain shutter and 15 frames per second with the fully electronic shutter, which is excellent for casual sports or pet photography. On the video side, the R50 shoots uncropped 4K oversampled from 6K at up to 30 frames per second, along with 1080p slow motion at up to 120 frames per second. There's number 10-bit recording here, which is a real limitation if color grading matters to you, but the fully articulating fully touchscreen LCD and a genuine 2.36 million OLED viewfinder make this one of the few budget cameras that handles both photography and video comfortably. Image stabilization is lens-based only, since there's no IBIS, and it uses a single UHSI SD card slot. Build quality is lightweight polycarbonate but well assembled, and battery life sits around 310 to 440 shots depending on how you're using the viewfinder versus the screen. This is the camera I'd point most hybrid shooters toward if they want strong stills and solid, uncropped 4K without stepping outside Canon's ecosystem. And that brings us to number 1, the Sony ZV-E10 II, and honestly this camera earns the top spot because it does one thing better than everything else on this list. It makes video genuinely painless while still holding its own for photography. Body-only pricing typically lands around $999, occasionally discounted closer to $900 during sales events, putting it right at the ceiling of this budget but justifying every dollar of it. At the heart of the ZV-E10 II is a 26-megapixel APS-C XMR BSI CMOS sensor, the same sensor found in Sony's A6700 and FX30, paired with the newer Bion's XR processor. That processor is roughly 8 times faster than the one in the original ZV-E10, and it shows immediately in autofocus performance. You get 759-point fast hybrid phase detection autofocus with real-time IAF for both humans and animals, plus real-time tracking that locks onto moving subjects and holds focus with genuine confidence, whether you're recording a walk-and-talk vlog or chasing a pet around the yard. Continuous shooting reaches up to 11 frames per second for stills, which is more than enough for casual action work. Video is where this camera fully separates itself from the pack. The ZV-E10 II records UHD 4K at up to 60 frames per second, oversampled from 5.6K for exceptional detail, along with 1080p at up to 120 frames per second for smooth slow motion. Crucially, it supports full 10-bit 4:2:2 color recording, giving you real grading flexibility that most cameras at this price simply don't offer. There's no mechanical shutter, which is a genuine trade-off for flash photography and rolling shutter in certain conditions, and there's no in-body image stabilization either, relying instead on digital stabilization that adds a modest crop. The fully articulating touchscreen supports vertical shooting orientation with a built-in tally light, and the 3-capsule directional microphone delivers noticeably better audio than anything else on this list straight out of the box. Battery life is rated around 195 minutes of continuous recording thanks to the larger NP-FZ100 battery, and it uses a UHS-2 SD card slot for faster buffer clearing. The reason this earns the #1 spot isn't that it's the best photography camera here, because honestly, it isn't. It's that for anyone prioritizing video, whether that's YouTube, vlogging, or short-form content, the combination of fast hybrid autofocus, 10-bit color, oversampled 4K 60, and genuinely excellent built-in audio simply isn't matched by anything else under $1,000 in 2026. If video is your priority even slightly more than stills, this is the camera to buy. So let's bring it all together. The Canon EOS R50 at number 5 is your cheapest entry point if stills are your only priority and budget is tight. The Nikon Z52 at number 4 brings flagship-level autofocus tracking to a $900 body, ideal if you shoot wildlife, sports, or fast-moving subjects. The Fujifilm XM5 at number 3 is the pick for creators who want standout video specs and Fujifilm's beloved color science in the smallest possible body. The Canon EOS R50 at number 2 is the most balanced hybrid shooter on this list, handling stills and video with equal confidence. And the Sony ZV-E10 at number 1 takes the crown because its autofocus, 10-bit color, and audio quality make it the strongest video-first camera you can buy under $1,000 right now. If you're mainly shooting photos, look at the R50 or the Z52. If video and content creation are your priority, the ZV-E10 is the clear winner. Let me know in the comments which one of these 5 you'd actually pick, and if you found this helpful, a like goes a long way and subscribing means you won't miss the next comparison. If you want to go one step further up in budget, check out the video on your screen right now where I break down the best mirrorless cameras between $1,000 and $1,500. I'll see you in the next one.